My name's Kat and I'm the owner and head florist at Petal and Fern. I always loved colour and creativity and craft, and floristry was one of those things that I'd had in the back of my mind as a thing that I wanted to try. And one day, just on a whim, I enrolled myself in TAFE, and then a few friends asked me to arrange flowers for their weddings, and then a few more friends and friends of friends, and years later here I am, I've got my own little flower shop. I was on an animal rescue website and there was this pair of rabbits for adoption and they were called Petal and Fern, and I thought they were the cutest, sweetest little old lady names, and I thought at the time that would be a great name for a flower shop. I hadn't even studied floristry, there were no plans to be a florist at that stage, but it just stuck with me. And when I found myself in a position of opening a flower business, it was great because the name was already chosen. In floristry at the moment we're seeing a lot of dried plants, which I think is absolutely fantastic in a country as warm as Australia. And dried flowers can be just as beautiful as fresh flowers, really interesting colours and patterns and textures. So I'm really excited to see that people are starting to embrace that for their weddings. The three words I'd probably choose to describe my work would be generous, natural and personal. I get excited about every wedding, but one recent wedding that stands out for me is one for a lovely couple that had their wedding at Gunners Barracks, and in the beautiful courtyard there, the area where most couples get married, there's a post supporting the veranda area. The couple wanted to hide this, but in a way that was beautiful and not just a cover up. So what we did was we created this gorgeous floral, I guess you could say it, a sort of a post, but it almost cascaded out more into like an enchanted tree. And it was filled with gorgeous orchids and roses and peonies, just all of the beautiful plants. And then along the ground, there were lots of candles and it was just so moody and romantic. I loved it. And then after the ceremony, what we did was parts of it could be dismantled. So we repurposed them inside for the reception, and all the candles got used elsewhere around the venue as decoration too. So that's something I try to do a lot with my clients, is look at ways that we can use the flowers more than once on the day. And finding ways to repurpose your ceremony flowers for the reception is a really big way to do that. I mean, my dream bouquet, it's kind of like designing my dream festival. None of the flowers are available at the same time of year, but if I could combine them, I think I would have things like that beautiful blue delphinium that we see behind us, dahlias, which are a summer flower, ranunculus, which are a spring flower, and the gorgeous blushing bride protea, which you see a lot in winter time. Yeah. So if I can find a way to bring all those together, I'd be over the moon. And then instead of doing something quite big, I'm a sucker for a tiny little posy, something really small and simple. And that way you can juggle it with a glass of champagne on the day. Actually don't do packages. I find that I've tried to create packages in the past and then there was never a wedding that they fitted. So instead I start from scratch with every couple, find out what they're looking to do, and then we build up from there. But I would say for a wedding with 100 guests, with 6 people in a bridal party, you're probably looking at sort of $2,000 to $3,000 as a starting point, and then if you wanted to add on a beautiful archway for the ceremony or hanging installations for the reception, then you work up from there. I think once you've got your venue pinned down, you're probably doing several things at the same time. So you're probably talking to a photographer, a celebrant. I would recommend starting to look for your florist at about the same time, mainly because if you're getting married in spring or autumn, which are very popular times of year to get married, these dates can book up quickly. But in saying that, you can have a random date in peak season that just doesn't book for whatever reason. So you can get lucky. I know a lot of people say, oh, everything has to be booked a year out. It's not always necessarily the case, but the earlier the better. You'll be more lucky with getting the supplies that you want. I find I mainly get inquiries a year in advance or thereabouts, although I am talking to a couple about a wedding in 18 months' time. What I would say to couples is that Instagram and Pinterest are an amazing starting point for planning your wedding, but don't spend too long on there. Once you find a couple of pictures that really illustrate the direction, the sorts of things that you love, I think you can probably stop there. I found with a lot of couples, we start with a great idea, and then of course Pinterest and Instagram keep serving up more great ideas because there are so many beautiful weddings. But you have to pull all of the ideas into something that's really cohesive. It fits your theme, it fits your venue, and on many occasions, after sort of a few different meetings and discussions, we'll come back to that first idea. So trust your instincts, they're often very good. And if you're not sure about flower types, your florist is there to help you make the call on that and to make suggestions. So don't feel like you have to research flower types. If you've got colours in mind, if you have a favourite flower, that's great, but your florist should be able to help you from there. So I would say if you've got a couple of gorgeous inspiration pictures as a starting point, and then even if you go to your florist or other stylist or suppliers and say, our theme is LA in the 80s or Wes Anderson or something like that, words and ideas like that are just as helpful for planning as inspiration pictures. I take a really personal approach to weddings. It's a really important day for my couples, but I'm also really personally invested in it too. When I get the wedding photos back later, it's like the best thing that will happen to me all week, and I will pore over them probably almost as much as the couple do after the wedding. I love what I do, and I really care about the people that I work with. So if there's a special family detail that someone wants to include, say their grandma grows these roses and we pick some from her garden to include in the bouquet, details like that, I'm a really sentimental person. I love doing things like that make someone's day really, really unique to them and tells the story of their life and their relationship. So if someone's looking for a florist to do something a bit different or to take a slightly left of field special request, then I'm your gal.